He's coming.
Who is coming to you, my child?
I'm ready.
We're back for another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Robert Eggers movie, Nosferatu. This is a Gothic tale, and the film thrives when we're looking at the simplicity of the images. All the camera quality is top-notch. There are scenes in this that are framed so well they could turn them into a painting that you could put in your house. Eggers moves the camera around in a way it makes it seem unnatural, and there's a flow that just expands the viewer's curiosity. The frame is haunting and timeless, letting you really soak in the world. The use of shadows in this is really impressive. It kind of has a creepy flavor to it. The blue filtering and the dark grays. It's used very well, and it succeeds on a technical level. They did an exceptional job creating a 100-year-old movie almost shot for shot. From lighting to spot-on wardrobe recreations. And I am well aware this isn't just some retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula. This was definitely more made for people who appreciate details and prefer a slow burn. Now, Bill Skarsgård, his voice in this was the best part of the film. I was very impressed what they did with it. This very deep and slow accent he had, and the tones and the way he stretched out his R's, it made him very mysterious and creepy. And when you hear him for the first time in the castle, it's like, ooh, this is going somewhere. This is kind of freaky.
I have been enduring the most irregular dreams. I fear I'm taken ill.
It is a black omen to journey in poor health. You will remain and well rest yourself.
I must object, my lord.
You will obey this my counsel.
But, my lord... Count?
I really like the scene where we're first introduced to Orlok. The real estate agent is in there and he tells him to eat, and he starts cutting this bread and he's panicking. He's not looking at what he's doing because he's just looking at Orlok. And he cuts his finger and there's a close-up of Orlok's eyes and he's like, "Be careful with what you do." The way he looked at the blood, like, "Don't do this to me. I can't help myself." It was a good shot and I was very freaked out about it. That to me was my favorite scene in this entire movie. Now my issues are, most of it has to do with the story. When it came to the story and dialogue, for me the dialogue didn't create much movement or complexity or tension. Instead, it exists to be more of a filler that eventually drags down the mood and pacing and padding that makes the movie longer than it needed to be. It traded scares and substance, banking on the viewer paying more attention to the cinematography and portrait shots. Sure, the look and atmosphere are well done, but when you take away the scares of a vampire movie, it will more than likely bore an audience. Unless you're a film buff who cares more about the production side of things than the pacing and storytelling, you're gonna notice this, because you're gonna get bored. And Johnny Depp's daughter plays Ellen in this film. And I thought she did fine, but I don't like what Eggers did with her character. She did the best she could with what she had. I didn't like the directorial decision-making with the constant shaking all the time in the film. She looks less like a woman in distress and more like she's caught in some bizarre sexual fantasy. Her facial expressions looked more like someone having an orgasm than someone being haunted by a vampire. Now, yeah, her rolling her eyes in the back of her head, that was done well. The problem with Nosferatu is this one pushed the limits, leaving little to engage in aside from the visuals. It provides zero scares, and I'm not sure how a vampire movie made by the same person who made The Witch, which was pretty freaky, missed the mark on this Gothic tale. And look, I love plenty of slower films out there. There Will Be Blood's one of them. Phantom Thread. Prisoners is a slower burn. I don't have a problem with it, but Nosferatu really pushed the limits. I'm honestly surprised Kevin Costner wasn't in this movie, because Kevin Costner is the grand master at making snoozer films. And my biggest complaint is that mustache on Count Orlok. Why was there a mustache on him? Now I know some people are gonna be like, well, they were really faithful to the original and the book and the painting. Well, you know what? Tim Burton could have also been really faithful to Batman 1989 and had him wearing purple gloves. But he didn't. It's a stylistic choice to change things. There are small alterations you can make to help the movie. Plus the older Nosferatu film did not have a mustache on Orlok. So why did this one want to do it randomly? It looked stupid, and I couldn't take him seriously. He just looked goofy. In the end, if you're looking for a story with depth and scares, and a creepy environment with some pacing and story to it other than a girl shaking, making orgasmic noises, you're not going to find that here. This is not theater worthy to me. This is more of a rental. I think a lot of audience members that are not film buffs are going to find this boring, and it's very slow paced. If you're a film buff and you want to see all the production stuff, very good cinematography, you're going to love this movie. Now, before I did this review, I did see this movie a second time to see if maybe I enjoyed it more around the second time. It stayed at the same level it was. Movies are subjective. Everyone's going to view them in their own way. As a general, a broader audience, the expectations are going to be scarce, and they're not going to get them. I'm going to grade Nosferatu a C+. If the technical stuff wasn't so good, I would have given this a C, but I can't ignore the amount of quality that went into it. I personally love The Witch way more, and I really like The Northman. I did not at all like The Lighthouse, but Nosferatu to me is in the middle. I did not think it was the best thing ever made, and I also didn't think it was the worst thing ever made. I didn't think it was a bad movie. It's just okay. I have nothing else to add, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.